Guilt. That Sunday hangover guilt that you get from church. How many of you go to church and then you come home feeling more discouraged or more just overwhelmed just from the guilt that you get? I mean, how many sit there and just almost makes you not want to go because you don't want to hear the list of things that you're doing wrong, or the list of things you could be doing, or the list of things you know you should be doing, or you know you should be doing better. I mean, it's one of the, just kind of something, I don't know if you struggle with, but I struggle with, or going to church and the list of, especially with Come Follow Me, like, oh my goodness, like, it's hard. This is a new program. This is literally changing completely the way we're doing stuff. And it's going to take a while. But when you get these people who come, who are either speaking in church or speaking in classes, and our family does A, B, and C, and it's just amazing. And you're like, for the love of all that's holy, do you know how impossible it is to, whatever your situation is, to get all our family together to do these things? Do you know how overwhelmed I'm feeling? So what do we do with these feelings of guilt? Like, what's the line between hearing someone say something and thinking, oh, I might try that, and hearing someone say something and being like, oh, just shut up. Like, I don't, like, that's almost impossible for me to do. I don't know where the line is. Trust me, if I knew, I would be a much better person. But I sit there and I hear them say, I mean, we all have our different categories, literally, in school, in life, in parenting, where we're good at, where we're bad at, where we could use more help. We all have those things. I mean, literally, my husband gave me for Christmas this mug, and it says, I'm mediocre at housework. Thank you. Thank you. That is very true. I can also get one. I hate cooking dinner. I don't know why they need to eat every day. But for me, preparing dinner every day puts me in a bad mood. I hate it. I hate it. I don't know why we need to eat every day. Like, I hate making dinner. Anyways. So how do we get, when someone talks about making dinner and how they love it and how they sit there and they cut vegetables with their kids and it's this great bonding time and yada, 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 how do we, in our mind, go from rolling our eyes and just saying, literally, please stop talking right now, I don't want to listen to what you're saying, and going, hey, that is a great talent of yours. That is so great. I mean, how do we do that? What's the difference? I mean, I know a lot of, for me, the difference is what kind of mood am I in going into either hearing someone talk or hearing this thing, or, and how secure am I? I think a lot of our guilt is kind of our insecurity. I know with my family, I have a very, very unique family. Nobody's like, I don't know very many families like mine. Literally, I don't. I think we have, children from divorce. We have children who lost their father to death. We have adopted children. We have children of mixed race. We have a child who has both her parents. There's no family like ours. So when someone's giving an example, instead of me maybe getting angry inside and going, yeah, I can't do that in my family. I can't. I just need to understand that, hey, that's great that you do that in your family. That's awesome. And maybe it's the way we say. So maybe we can be conscious when we say things, when we share things. Like, just an example, something that kind of in the back of my mind. So they were talking about Come Follow Me Again, at church. And in the back of my mind, I kind of raised my hand and I said, hey, this is something we do. And then later on, I sat there and I thought about, okay, yeah, we do this maybe 3 times a week. But the way people could hear me say it was, that's what she does every day with her kids. No, it isn't. And I'll be the first one that'll be bluntly honest about it. Ask me anything. and be prepared to get my very honest answer. But someone could be sitting there going, wow, Patti does that. They're thinking in their mind, wow, Patti does that every day with her family. Oh my gosh, I can never do that. That's going to be impossible. Well, A, I don't do it every day with my family. B, that's just how it's said. And hopefully we aren't, that's Satan getting into us. Making us compare. Remember, comparison is the thief of joy. It is. But maybe we could hear and say, hey, that's something I could try. Or we could hear and say, yeah, that will literally never fly in my house. Or, even the same with, I was listening to expert on like life hacks. I don't, can you be an expert on that? But she is. And she was saying a life hack that she does. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that would never fly in my house. That doesn't mean it won't fly in other people's homes or other people's marriages or other people's families. And so how can we build each other up and not let ourselves be teared down? I don't know, but like the guilt, again, even just this, I guess I'm just going from that very guilty feeling. Well, not a guilty feeling Sunday, but I can almost perceive how people may feel guilty because you're not doing those things. Why do we have all these rules? Why do we have all these things that they're asking us to do? Why? Why? And I think it goes to, if you do these things, you will be happier. You will. And it may not seem like it because it's a laundry list of things. And that seems, so why are you doing those things? If you're doing them because you trust that the Lord is telling you to do these things, then you'll be happier. If you feel that it's a burden and a commandment and you're doing it out of just being obligated, you won't get the blessings. It's pretty simple. So how do we get to that point? There are some things that are legit commandments, which we should do. And as you do those things, you see the blessings, and soon you're doing them for the right reasons. At first, it takes a while to get a testimony of tithing. I don't know anybody who has a testimony of tithing like that. So you need to pay your tithing to get a testimony of tithing. And so that's something where you're doing it out of obedience. But in the back of your mind, you do it. Heavenly Father wants to bless me. He's only asked for 10%. That's all he's asked for. So I know if I do this, the windows of heaven will be opened. And you gain a testimony of tithing. We now have Just Serve out there. JustServe.org. And what they're telling us is, will you please trust us? The more you serve, the happier you are. We are trying to make it as easy for you as humanly possible to go out and serve in your community, because we know you will be happier the more you serve. How do I get to that point as opposed to where I kind of am right now, like Just Serve? Literally, my plate is so full, I can't do anymore. To me to go out and serve in my community, I'm already serving with Canopy. I'm already serving with other charities and stuff like that. But Heavenly Father's saying, Patti, will you trust me? The more your family serves in the community, the happier your family is. I'm not going to force you to serve. I'm not going to force you to keep the commandments. But will you just trust me? Elder Christofferson, and just this last General Conference was amazing. He goes, I remembered our mother's counsel, eat your vegetables will do you good. Our mothers were right. And in the context of steadfastness and faith, eating your vegetables is to pray constantly, to feast upon the scriptures daily, to serve and worship in the church, and worthily take the sacrament. Love your neighbor and take upon you the Christ in obedience of God of each and every day. I totally messed that up, but go read that quote. So they're saying, please, just trust me. And so when these lists seem overwhelming, hey, don't compare. Don't compare yourself with that person. Because you know what? Maybe there's something that you do amazingly, or maybe you're like me and you're mediocre in everything. But don't compare yourself. Every family is different. And just try to trust in the Lord. Try it and see if you're happier. It's easier to just lie down and do nothing and to be lazy, or to lie down and just think of yourself. But just like it's in the book by Gale Sayers, I think, the football player. Remember Brian's song? Go look up that movie. But his book that Brian's song, the movie, was based off of was I Am Third. Christ is first, others is second, and I am third. So if we think about those things and we go and we serve and we just don't compare, don't let that guilt get to you. And try just something. Try stepping out and doing one thing a day. Hey, guess what? I'm the worst at this. I am. Study scriptures, study those things. I can do that. But going out and serving others, I'm the worst at. So go, do it. Try it. Try something. Trust in the Lord. And just try being obedient to the simple things and see the blessings that come. I hope this didn't stress you out. Let's not compare, but let's build each other up and help each other. When people give examples, it's just what worked for them. It's not to make you feel bad. So just trust in that. Share ideas. Talk to each other. Say what struggles you have. Maybe someone has a great thing. Maybe only the Lord knows how to help you with that. But let's not compare. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and try not to let the guilt of the Sunday hangover of guilt be with you. Have a great week. Thanks.